Hello and welcome to Blab, the show where we talk about relationship problems. If you're in one, that's the problem. So what is on our agenda today, Blake?
Well, Ben, today we are talking about the new Mega Pokemon that were just released, with all their stats, abilities, everything, even some egg moves and new move tutors that they get. They were released about a week or so ago. Actually, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. So we're going to go ahead and talk about those, possibly predict how they're going to do in the new meta that we don't even know yet. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, tons of speculation.
Oh, yeah.
Before the show, Blake and I decided that after we describe each Pokemon in some detail, we're going to give them a rating on a scale between 1 and 10.
Yes.
Just on how we think they're going to do. Right. So let's get into it.
All right. So first on the list is Mega Sceptile. Ability is Lightning Rod, and it changes its type from pure grass to grass dragon. Ben, what do you think about this one?
I think I want to Ice Shard it.
There you go. That'll do the job. Yeah, it seems like it's not going to be too bulky. It really only got boost in its speed, special attack, and attack. I mean, its special attack is good enough to get some KOs, but overall, it's going to die very quickly.
Yeah, I think it'd be a fun guy to do some combos with. Like, I know I've already heard people talking about the Gyarados Mega Sceptile, but overall, I can't see it being a metagame breaking guy at all, as some of the others on our list will be.
Yeah, the only thing I could see it really be used for is possibly Thunderous if we get it. But based on the list that Omega Donut recently posted, that's not looking too likely. Although, of course, we don't know if that's going to be the metagame. But if that is, then Sceptile probably is not going to be used.
Yeah, and the only problem with that is, from my knowledge of 2013 metagame, Thunderous did tend to carry HP Ice, so
yes.
Even then it would not be the greatest of counters. Let us move on, or let's give it a rating really quick.
Yes. I'm going to be generous with a 4 out of 10.
Okay, I was going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah,
so.
It can still do damage, but going to die fast.
Yeah.
Alright, next up is Mega Swampert. Same typing, ground water, but with the ability Swift Swim. Thoughts?
It really depends on if we get Politoed or not. Based on the list, I think it's going to be very, very poor. It's just completely outclassed by not only Gastrodon, but also its non-Mega counterpart.
Right. I think that you could possibly pair it with Ludicolo or some other type of Rain Dance user, and really let its ability shine. But even outside of its ability, it can still do very well. It's one of the bulkiest Megas this generation. It's got great typing, it's got great coverage. I mean, I could see it being used, but it's still fairly slow and can't really get a lot of O codes because it doesn't have a boosting ability. Like, if it had Tough Claws, it would be really good.
It'd be a lot better. I just feel like Gastrodon and Swampert main, I might be called out on this later when Swampert all of a sudden becomes like this god of a Pokemon. Yeah. But right now I feel like Swampert really likes having an item of some sort and just enhancing its survivability or even like a hit or something. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, not much really to say about it other than that. I'm gonna probably give it I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
I'd give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay. Solid. So next up is Mega Metagross, which is something that people are very scared of. New ability is Tough Claws, and its stat boosts are very impressive.
Yeah, like you said people are scared of it, and just based on the new ability it got, you can understand why.
Yes.
Tough Claws, Ice Punches, Tough Claws, Tough Claws, Tough Claws.
Yeah, its speed gets to 110, which is absolutely insane. It outspeeds things like Charizard, Garchomp, Landorus, T, and Echidoko, all of them. Yeah, definitely going to be one of the front runners of the metagame, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I didn't see Sceptile being a metagame breaking guy, but Metagross I can definitely see.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I don't really have much else to say about this other than it's just going to be a monster.
Yeah.
I would probably give it a 9 out of 10.
I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, it has its counters, but still.
But
Not
still,
really.
Yeah, everything. Kangaskhan had its counters, and it was still good for so long.
Yes,
So.
exactly. I feel like it's going to be similar to that. Alright, next up is Mega Salamence. Ability is Aerialate. It got a 20 boost in speed, and it keeps dragon flying. Thoughts?
That Aerialate is scary. One of the things that really has hindered Salamence in the past, and I say hindered, like, it's not actually bad about it, because Salamence has always been really good.
Right.
But the fact that it's never really been able to utilize its dual stab, but now it can.
Right. Now it can.
And that's scary.
Yeah, because it has a great, it has really powerful normal type moves, but now they're flying type moves. I think another thing that's going to be really scary, probably the scariest part about Salamence, is that you don't know what it's doing. You can, and also the counters towards that are totally different. Like, the counter towards Mega Dragon Dance Salamence is going to be different than Choice Specs Salamence. Like, you might have some specially bulky Pokemon out on the field expecting a Specs, and then it just turns it around on you, and now you just got OHKO'd by an Aerialate Double Edge. It's really going to be something that's very scary. It's going to be able to really set up and really drive through some teams. I feel like it's almost going to be given the Kangaskhan treatment, where even if you know what it's doing, it's still going to be threatening and you can't really stop it. Yeah, for sure.
All right. It's scary.
Yeah, it's scary.
And it's got one of my favorite combinations in terms of Mega Pokemon. It has the ability to use its previous ability.
Yes.
Prior to Mega Evolution.
Right. It's great. Alright, rating, I'm going to give it a 10.
I'm going to give it a 10 as well.
Yeah.
It's just scary.
Yeah. Alright, the next Mega Pokemon is Mega Audino. I don't really know if we should really touch up on this too much. Its ability is Healer, and it gets Fairy, and it gains a Fairy typing whenever it Mega Evolves. It has good defenses, but honestly, it's really not going to be that useful because it's a support Pokemon whenever I feel like your Mega should be driving your offensive pressure.
Yeah, there's enough Pokemon that can do some more defensive jobs like that we're getting in the metagame. So
right.
I'd give it 2 out of 10.
Yeah, same. Alright, so next one is Mega Slowbro, which people are still not sure on. Its ability to Shell Armor, keeps Psychic Water, and its defense is through the roof with a whopping 180 base. I feel like this could actually be one of the, I guess, eccentric anti-meta picks. Such as Lucario in January. That was a great pick. I feel like Slowbro could be a great pick because of its amazing defenses for standing up to Salamence and Metagross. It walls Metagross, and it just has great coverage.
Yeah, I'd say it's not completely useless.
Right.
It's going to have its niches.
Yeah, also if you set up with it, like defensively, you can't get crit, which is nice.
Yeah.
I don't really have much else to say. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, solid. All right, next one is Mega Sharpedo, which keeps Dark Water and gets the ability Strong Jaw. What are your thoughts on this?
Really, really favorable ability for Sharpedo. It has, once again, like Salamence, has the ability to use its pre-Mega Evolution ability to set up its speed boost before Mega Evolving, which is pretty damn scary.
It's very important to the viability of Sharpedo, for sure.
Yeah. It makes it able to outspeed many of the dragons, and you can just do things, and then a Strong Jaw Crunch is going to be able to do major damage to things like Metagross and Ice Fang to Salamence. Overall, I think it's going to be a pretty good pick, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I did some calcs, and it's able to OHKO Shield form Aegislash at full health with Adamant.
Dang.
And with Speed Boost, it can outspeed almost anything in the metagame. It's really good. It has great coverage. Could be very anti-meta as well as Slowbro. I'm gonna give it probably actually a 7 out of 10 just because of the waterfall not being boosted. But that's my only beef with it. Alright, next one is Camerupt, which keeps fire ground, but gets sheer force. What are your thoughts on this one?
Honestly, I think it's cool in concept. I think they tried to make it as viable as they could, but I don't think so. I'm going to go with a no on this one.
Okay.
Still 4 times weak to water. Sure, and it's still really slow. I mean, if you find a good Trick Room guy to use with it, good on you. It could be really threatening in Trick Room, so that's why I'm not completely going to shut him out for now. But overall, I think he's not the wise choice in terms of Megas.
Okay, I get that. I think, yeah, if you can find a good Trick Room user, I think this could really shine, actually. It's able to beat Mawile and Metagross. If your team has issues with it, I think this could be a good pick. But overall, it's still very iffy, and we're going to have to see. Wait for the metagame to see how it does.
That's one thing really quick before I say that. Would necessarily Mega Camerupt be the right call instead of normal Camerupt? If your team has it, would you really want to base a whole Mega slot based on countering 2 Pokemon?
Okay, I see what you're going for. That's very true, actually. That's probably a better idea, just regular Camerupt at that point, because I feel like there are Megas that could do more things on top of Camerupt. You know?
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. Alright,
so,
rating?
4 out of 10.
Same here. Okay, now we're going to go on to Mega Altaria, which gets drops its flying, gains fairy, and pixelate. Its base stats are very well rounded, nothing too like crazy and through the roof like other Megas. It gets Hyper Voice, which will really help, but honestly, I'm not so sure. Fire Blast, it gets Fire Blast. It has good coverage. You don't even necessarily need Draco Meteor on it, just because Fairy hits everything neutrally anyways. Thoughts?
Overall, I think it's going to have its uses. Do I think it's going to be the most used? No. Do I think it's going to be the least used? Definitely not.
Right.
I think we'll get to see some interesting Mega Altaria teams, to be honest.
I think we will too. We'll see them.
I think it'd be a good for double Mega type thing.
Yeah. I think it could be good. But we will have to see. But it definitely will. We will see some do well. I would give it probably a 6 out of 10.
I'd give it a 5.5.
Okay, solid. Good stuff. Alright, next one is Megala, which is I think even frailer than Mega Sceptile. It's...
Oh, but we haven't even seen Mega Beedrill yet.
Oh gosh. Oh my god. So, Megala, it's fighting normal. It gets scrappy. So you can, Oko some Aegislashes, assuming they don't King Shield and you don't High Jump Kick into said King Shield, and then lose half your health and then go to -2. I think this is actually going to be a terrible Mega and no one's going to use it, and if they do, it's going to be like Medicham. It's just going to be like Medicham, but it doesn't hit as hard.
Medicham, but with much more speed.
Yeah, more speed. Less hitting ability, not as good of coverage, more frail, worse. I hate it actually. I'm seriously just gonna give it a 1 out of 10.
I'll give it a 2 because I think someone's gonna be like, "Yo,
there you go,
Megalophony's dude, I'm losing that."
We will see about it. Yeah, moving on. Next one is Gallade, Mega Gallade, which keeps fighting Psychic. Keeps Inner Focus, but gets an insane boost in attack and a pretty good boost in speed to bring it to 110, which is tying with Metagross. I think it's going to be iffy. Inner Focus still might not be too helpful because if there's Kangaskhan, it can still return it for like 80%. But I feel like it could have its niche. But I feel like Mawile or Metagross could do the same job, honestly. Especially Metagross, because Psychic, Stabs. I feel like I would give this a 4 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 because I see the offensive potential he can bring in. And the fact that its attack got a big increase, its defense is buffed. It still has a good special defense stat, and it's just fast.
Right.
I think I can see it being used. I'm going to give it a 5.5, 6 out of 10.
Okay. Next one is Mega Sableye, which loses Prankster and gains Magic Bounce. And it
drops down to 20 speed, which I do not agree with. I don't really like it. Depending on its new moveset, I haven't had time to look into it, like what it could do. I don't think there's anything too crazy that's new about it. Like, I don't like it that much.
I don't like it either. I think the only thing that was threatening about Sableye was Prankster.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely a downgrade from normal Sableye.
I feel like it's comparable to Audino, where you're at that point you're using it for bulk and support, and you're not using your Mega to drive your offensive pressure, which is what you should be doing. So I would probably give this a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give it a 3.
Yeah, still better than Mega Lopunny. So.
Still better than Mega Lopunny.
Yeah. Okay, next one is Mega Pidgeot.
I don't even really want to waste my time on Mega Pidgeot. 1 out of 10.
Really? It gets Hurricane and No Guard! But that's it! That's literally it. That's all it has for it.
It gets Heat Wave. It gets 100% Heat Wave. I'll give it that 3 out of 10.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 3 as well, because it can hit hard and outspeed things. That's it though.
Yeah, and Tailwind.
Yeah, and it gets Tailwind, which is nice. Yeah. Okay, so 3 out of 10. I feel like that's decided. Then the next one, everyone's favorite, Mega Beedrill. Don't even okay, just straight up 0 out of 10. And here's why. It dies to a Sucker Punch for a Mawile. It's bad. Everyone's gonna be thinking it's good because it can outspeed things, but Bug Poison is terrible coverage. It's bad.
I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10 because it can sub in the face of Mawile. No, I'm just kidding. I'm giving it a 1 out of 10.
Okay, alright. I was about to slap you through the computer somehow. Logan somehow put a slapping gif here. By the way, guys, Logan Castro puts these together. So thank you, Logan, for being such an awesome guy. But seriously,
your boy.
Yeah, your boy. Put a slapping gif right there. That would be muy bueno.
Are we talking about the Gavin slapping gif?
Yes, but that's not slapping someone else. I want it to be like me slapping you for putting Mega Beedrill that eye.
Me slapping myself.
Okay, there you go. Alright, next one is Mega Gallade. It still has those weird rounded stats with 120 special attack and attack. And then it gets the special 100 speed treatment. That a lot of Megas suffered from last generation. It's the only Mega this generation to get that.
Here's the thing with that.
Yes.
It's base 100. It really needs to be base 103 if they're just gonna dump them at this one tier. Because a lot of things just really want to outspeed Garchomp.
Yep. And
if they want to be good.
If Gallade wants to be good, it needs to outspeed Garchomp, which it's not going to be doing.
Hey, I don't need that Mega Garchomp though.
That's true. A lot of people have been saying and freaking out about Glade's possibility to explode with Refrigerate. I mean, you can get a double KO, but you lose your Mega at what cost? So I don't really know about that. It's gonna be very iffy because if someone wide guards, or if they just protect, you're screwed. You lost your Mega for nothing.
Yeah, risk versus reward type deal. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10.
Same. Alright, next one is Mega Steelix, which Honchkrow was not happy with. That was entertaining to see go down. I don't know, it was interesting to see him talk about it, because like he's been using Steelix for a while, and see him dissect this was very interesting. I kind of agree with him in the sense that Excadrill kind of outclasses it 100%. Other than the fact that like its defense is like insanely high, it's really not going to be outspeeding anything to get any KOs. I mean, it walls Mawile, congratulations, clap for you. But I mean, it's still it's not going to be getting any KOs. Also, the important thing is that the only sand setter in the possible speculated metagame is Hippowdon, which is also ground type, so that's just repetitive. I would probably give it about a 3 out of 10.
It's just completely average. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 10. It's got huge defense.
Yeah. Alright, so actually, that is the last one, other than... Oh, wait, no, we have Latios and Latias, which we already knew about, but, I mean, I don't know. I don't really think they're going to be doing that much in the metagame because, like, I would rather just slap on a choice item onto it, like a choice specs, and it'd be doing more damage. But that's just me. What about you?
I really don't know. I think, honestly, I'm more looking forward to Megaladios.
Right.
Because I think it has
some good bulk.
Really good bulk, and it's got a massive special attack stat now. So
right.
I really think that one could be fun to use.
That one could be fun because I know a lot of people in previous years used Latios as a defensive mon. Again, you're using the Mega as a defensive mon, but it can also hit very hard, and it has pretty good coverage, so it could actually function very well as both. So I see promise with Latios, whereas Latios, I don't know. I feel like it's just going to get the Garchomp treatment where people are just going to slap on a Life Orb and call it done. Just because... Well, it's not the Garchomp treatment because Garchomp got a decrease in speed, whereas Latios stays even, but I think it's just going to be better with a boosting item.
Yeah, and it really didn't do any favors to it that it's outsped by Mega Salamence.
Yeah. So I'm going to give Mega Latios a 5 out of 10, whereas Latios a 6 out of 10.
I'm going to give Mega Latios a 7 out of 10 and Mega Latios an 8 out of 10.
Alright. Good stuff. So that just about does it for this episode of Boiler Blab. But before we sign off, we're going to go over our weekly obsessions as usual. For me, currently, I am obsessed, and I mean obsessed, with the MIA album called, I think it's called Matangi, my bad. It's absolutely great. I love her. Yeah, that's about it. And you?
I didn't really think about it too much. Oh, I know. My weekly obsession is, okay, so I went to Walmart the other day, and it turns out they have big Cheez-Its. They're like they're Cheez-Its that are like twice the size of normal Cheez-Its.
Like king size?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Dang!
Logan put in a picture of the box, but yeah, I'm actually have them right next to me as we speak.
Yeah, Logan, put up those visuals for us, please. So yeah, guys, thank you for listening. I've been Blake.
And I have been Ben.
And that was our Skype call.